One clarification has been issued by the government relating to apportionment of ITC in case of business reorganization under section 18(3). So here, in case of say demerger, how the apportionment will be made, and that has been what given in this particular circular, which has been issued on 23rd of March 2020. So first issue is this: in case of demerger, proviso to Rule 41(1) of the CGST rules provides that input tax credit shall be apportioned in the ratio of what? The value of assets of the new units as specified in the demerger scheme. So here apportionment is on the ratio of kya? The value of the assets of new units as specified in demerger scheme. However, it is not clear as to whether the value of assets of new units is to be considered at state level or at all India level. Now they are asking whether we have to take those assets, ratio of assets, whether the same is to be considered at state level or it is to be considered at all India level. So here it has been clarified that the ratio of value of assets is to be calculated at state level, and not at all India level. So once we have seen that assets, whether ITC has been attributable to those assets or not, total value of assets is to be seen, but that is to be seen at state level. So issue was whether it is to be taken at state level or it is to be taken at all India level. So they have clarified it. So let us see what they are saying. Proviso to Rule 41(1) of the CGST rules provide for apportionment of input tax credit in the ratio of value of assets of new units as specified in the demerger scheme. Further explanation to Rule 41(1) of the CGST rules states that the value of asset means the value of entire assets of the business. Value of what? The entire assets of the business, and whether or not ITC has been availed. That we have already discussed while we were discussing the provisions. So you have to take the value of entire assets, whether input tax credit has been taken or not. Now, under the provisions of CGST Act, a person or company having PAN is required to obtain separate registration. In different states. In each of such registration is to be considered as a distinct person for the purpose of the Act. So in case a company having separate PAN, they are required to obtain separate registrations for every state. Now here, accordingly, they have clarified that for the purpose of apportionment of ITC pursuant to demerger under 41(1) of the CGST rules, the value of assets of new units is to be taken at state level. Value is to be taken at state level. That is at the level of distinct persons and not at all India level. So here they have clarified it that the value will be taken, value of the assets, total value of the assets will be taken, but the same will be taken at state level and not at all India level. They have given an illustration. A company XYZ is registered in two states of MP and UP. Now the company is registered in state of MP and UP. The total value of assets is worth rupees 100 crores, while assets in state of MP and UP, MP is what? 60 crores. UP is 40 crores. It demerges a part of business to company ABC. It demerges a part of business of company to ABC. As a part of such demerger, assets of XYZ amounting 30 crores are transferred to ABC. Now 30 crores are transferred to ABC in state of MP, and 10 crores are transferred in state of UP. total assets which have been transferred on all India basis is 40 crore rupees. ठीक है, the unutilized credit in state of MP is what? Now, in which ratio it will be apportioned? 30/60 into the ITC in state of MP and 10/40 into ITC in state of क्या? UP. So this wise, state wise it will be done. So unutilized ITC of XYZ in state of MP shall be transferred to ABC on the basis of ratio of value of assets in the state of MP, that is 30/60. This is 30 divided by 60, that is 0.5, and not on basis of the all India ratio. It will not be on what? 40/100. It will be 30/60, that is 0.5 in the state of MP, and 10/40 into the ITC, that is in the state of kya? UP. Similarly, unutilized ITC of XYZ in state of UP will be transferred to ABC in the ratio of value of assets in the state of UP, that is 10/40. That is for 10/40 is equal to what? 0.25. So this we have discussed. So what you have to see in demerger, the value of assets for apportionment purposes, the same is to be taken at state level and the same is not to be taken at all India level. On PAN basis will not be taken at all India level, it will be taken at state level. Now the second issue is, what is the second issue? Is the transferor required to file form GST ITC 02 in all the states where it is registered? So we are required to file the declaration which is to be accepted by the transferee. So here they are saying no, the transferor is required to file form of ITC 02 only on those states. The transferor is required to file form of ITC 02 only on those states where both the transferor and transferee are registered. Where both the transferor and the transferee are registered, only in those states this declaration is required to be filed. Now the next issue is the proviso to Rule 41(1) of the CGST rule explicitly mentions demerger. Here it has been mentioned as demerger. Other forms of business reorganization where part of business is hived off or business is transferred as a going concern have not been covered in the said rule. In that proviso, especially demerger has been mentioned. Whether business reorganization results in partial transfer of business assets along with the liabilities, whether provision of 41(1) shall be applicable to calculate the amount of transferable ITC. So even if part of the business is transferred, issue is even if part of business is transferred, the proviso to Rule 41(1) will be applicable. So yes, the formula for apportionment of ITC, as prescribed under proviso to Rule 41(1) of the CGST rules shall be applicable for all forms of business reorganization and results in partial transfer of business assets along with the liabilities. So even if it results in partial transfer of business assets along with the liabilities, then also transfer of ITC will be admissible. Transfer of ITC in accordance with the said formula will be applicable. In accordance with the said formula, the same will be what? Applicable. Then the next issue is whether the ratio of assets as prescribed under 41(1) of the CGST rules shall be applied to each of the heads of input tax credit, or it will be applicable in aggregate, separately or in aggregate. So here they say that the ratio of the value of assets will apply to what? The total amount of ITC. And not separately to क्या, each major head. So know the ratio of value of assets as prescribed under proviso to rule 41(1) of the CGST rules. The ratio of value of assets as prescribed under proviso to rule 41(1) of the CGST rules shall be applied to the total amount of unutilized ITC. The same will be applied to the total amount of unutilized ITC of the transferor, that is sum of CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST credit. That is basically the sum of CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST credit. The said formula need not be applied separately in respect of each head of ITC. It won't be applicable separately in respect of each heads of ITC, that is CGST, SGST and IGST. The same will not be applicable separately for each head of IGST. Further, the said formula shall also be applicable for apportionment of cess between transferor and the transferee. So say the balances of transferor X in state of Maharashtra, CGST is 5 lakh rupees, SGST is 5 lakh rupees, and IGST is 10 lakh rupees. What is the total ITC balance? Total ITC balance is 20 lakh rupees. Pursuant to demerger, X transfers 60% of the assets to transferee B. So transferee B में how much credit will be transferred? Transferee B में credit to be transferred is 20 lakhs into 60%. That is 12 lakh rupees. Now it can be in form of say 5 lakh CGST, 5 lakh SGST and 2 lakh IGST, or it can be 10 lakh IGST. Likewise, so we have to see in aggregate. So pursuant to scheme of demerger, X transfers 60% of the assets to transferee B. Accordingly, the amount of ITC to be transferred from A to B shall be 60% of 20 lakhs, that is what? Rupees 12 lakhs. So it is 60% of 20 lakhs, that is kya? Rupees 12 lakhs. Now, the issue they have, further they have said how to determine the amount of ITC that is to be transferred to the transferee under each tax head while filing form GST ITC 02 by the transferor. So in aggregate, you know. So within that aggregate limit and the individual limits, you see the amount can be say transferred. Just we have discussed now 12 lakh was to be transferred. So 5, 5, 2, 5, 7. It cannot be more than 5 because 5 is the credit balance available there. So the total amount of ITC to be transferred to the transferee, the total amount of ITC to be transferred to the transferee, that is sum of CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST credit, should not exceed the amount of ITC to be transferred as determined under 41(1) of the CGST rules. So the total amount of ITC to be transferred, that is sum of the CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST credit. The same should not exceed the amount of ITC to be transferred. So if 12 lakh is the amount of ITC to be transferred, it cannot exceed the 12 lakh amount. However, the transferor shall be at liberty to determine the amount to be transferred under each tax head within the total amount, subject to ITC available balance, available with the transferor under concerned head. So we have seen the 12 lakh rupees, there was what 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs, and it was what 5, 5, 10, and it was 10 lakhs. Overall was 20, and it is 60% was to be transferred. So it can be, this was CGST, this was SGST, and this was IGST. This can be 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 12 lakh rupees, or it can be 5, 5, 2. Likewise, it can be any option, but cannot exceed what 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs and 10 lakhs respectively. So they are giving the example. State Delhi is there. Asset ratio of the transferee is 70%. Tax sets we have CGST, SGST and IGST. That is ITC balance of the transferor prior to apportionment on the date of filing form kya? ITC 02. This is 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs and 30 lakhs. This is 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs and 30 lakhs. Total amount of ITC to be transferred to transferee will be, 30 lakhs. Sorry, total amount will be 50 lakhs, total ITC, into 70%. That is 35 lakhs. That is to be transferred. So 35 lakhs is to be transferred. So it can be what? 10, 10 and 15. It can be what? 21, 10, 4 likewise. So if this is transferred, then the balance available will be what? 0, 0 and 15. That is left with the transferor. In case of Haryana, it is 40% asset has been transferred to transferee. The credit overall is 70 lakh rupees. 70 lakhs, 40% is 28 lakh rupees. So you can transfer entire 20 lakh and here 5 lakh and 3 lakh. So likewise, you can transfer as per your wish, but whatever is the balance available with the transferor individual head, the amount cannot exceed kya? That amount, the amount to be transferred cannot exceed that amount. That is to be remembered. So it cannot exceed in this particular case if 28 lakh is to be transferred. CGST can be transferred only to the extent of kya? 25 lakhs. Or IGST is transferred, it can be transferred only to the extent of kya? The 20 lakhs. So that is to be kept in mind. Otherwise, it is the overall ITC balance on the date of filing of the ITC 02 declaration that is to be considered. Then the next issue, in order to calculate the amount of transferable ITC, the apportionment formula under proviso to 41(1) of the CGST rules has to be applied to unutilized balance of the transferor. However, it is not clear at which date shall be the relevant to calculate the amount of unutilized balance available of the transferor. So that's not clear to them when you have to take the same. So we have to take what? The ITC balance on the date of filing the declaration of inform GST ITC 02. So according to section 18(3), as we have already discussed, that where there is a change in the constitution of a registered person on account of say sale, merger, demerger, amalgamation, lease, transfer of business, with specific provision for transfer of liabilities, the said registered person shall be allowed to transfer the input tax credit which remains unutilized in his electronic credit ledger to such sold, merged, demerged, amalgamated, leased or transferred business in such manner as may be prescribed. So we have discussed this. Further, CGST rules prescribe that a registered person will file ITC 02 declaration for transfer of unutilized ITC lying in his electronic credit ledger. So here conjoint reading of 18(3) read with 41(1) would imply that the apportionment formula shall be applied on the ITC balance. Apportionment formula will be applied on the ITC balance of the transferor as available in the electronic credit ledger on the date of filing form ITC 02 by the transferor. The apportionment formula will be applicable on that particular date, that is on the date of filing ITC 02 by the transferor. Then next issue is which date we have to calculate the ratio of value of assets as prescribed under 41(1) of the CGST rule. On which date you have to calculate the ratio of value of assets. So basically the ratio of the value of assets is to be taken on what? The appointed date of demerger. Appointed date of demerger as per the Companies Act. This is a ratio, and ITC 02 declaration date will be the balance, when balance of ITC is to be considered for apportionment. Is to be considered for apportionment. So according to section 232 subsection 6 of the Companies Act, the scheme under this section shall clearly indicate the appointed date from which it shall be effective, and the scheme shall be deemed to be effective from the date and not date subsequent to the appointed date. Said legal provisions appears to indicate that appointed date of demerger is the date from which the scheme for demerger comes into force, and specified in the respective scheme of demerger. So it is basically the appointed date of demerger. On that date, particularly you have to go with the ratio of the value of the assets. Therefore, for the purpose of apportionment of ITC under 41(1) of the CGST rules, the ratio of value of assets should be taken as the appointed date of demerger. In other words, for purpose of apportionment of ITC under Rule 41(1) of the CGST rules, the ratio of value of assets should be taken as the appointed date of demerger, and ratio which is applied to the ITC balance, this ratio is to be applied to ITC balance on the date of filing of the declaration to calculate the amount of ITC which is to be transferable. So date of appointed date of demerger, you have to take the ratio of value of assets. On the date of filing ITC 02 declaration, whatever in the ITC balance, this formula will be applied. So this formula will be applied in such a case. So this was basically a detailed circular which was applicable in case of demerger and other cases also when there is, say, even part of the assets, part of the business has been transferred, is a specific provision of transfer of liabilities, then you have to go with this particular circular. So we have discussed about transfer of the input tax credit. Now we'll be discussing the other aspects.